Good afternoon, everyone. I am Roma Khanna, Assistant Professor, Tirthankar Mahavir Institute of Management and Technology, Tirthankar Mahavir University. The topic for the today's discussion is types of ecosystem. The content that we will be discussing will be a basic introduction about the ecosystem, which has already been discussed in the previous lecture, and then the types of ecosystem. Ecosystem, as we discussed, that it was a term which was discussed by A.G. Hensley. An ecosystem includes a group of species which are a part of any biotic community. When they interact with each other, or we can say they are dependent on each other, the way they are dependent with each other, and their relationship among themselves, with their relationship with the environment, and the exchanging the energy in matter, we call it to the ecosystem. It is an integrating unit which includes plants, animals, microorganisms which are dependent on each other. So this is what we discussed. We also discussed that ecosystem is a dynamic entity composed of biological community as well as some abiotic component. An ecosystem, when we talk about ecosystem, when we say that it is an interrelationship or interaction between the organism, definitely we are talking about the nutritional relationship. That means there exists a nutritional relationship in an ecosystem between the organism. We also discussed that ecosystem is comprised of, or it includes, or it is made up of abiotic component, antibiotic component, or we can say biotic factors or abiotic factors. When we are saying the biotic component, we mean the abiotic component and the biotic component, which means the non-living. Like the abiotic component includes sunlight, water, temperature, humidity, and the biotic component includes producers, consumers, herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, decomposers. So this is the list of that. And then the types of ecosystem from where we need to proceed. We also discussed earlier that the ecosystem can be of two types. Natural ecosystem is an ecosystem which is occurring naturally. That means which is occurring or regulated without an interference of human beings, which is occurring under all or prevailing under all the natural conditions. So when we study an interdependence or interaction between the organism in any natural environment, say land, we call it as terrestrial ecosystem, which can be a forest, a grassland, desert, or any of a particular land. Then, if that particular interdependence of one organism on the another organisms and their exchange of energy is taking place in a water, we call it to be an aquatic ecosystem. Now, aqua means water, so this aquatic ecosystem can be fresh water or marine water ecosystem. So, fresh water was again we can say running fresh water or the stagnant fresh water. So, let us start with first type of ecosystem, that is the terrestrial ecosystem, and under terrestrial ecosystem we are discussing the forest ecosystem. When we talk about a forest ecosystem, forests are what? Forests are formed by the community of plants. There are n number of or variety of plants, right from the climbers, the shrubs, herbs, large plants, or we can say they all variety of plants. They form a particular type of forest. When we talk about forest, not only plants but several variety of wild animals and birds, they are also there in the forest. So forest ecosystem is an ecosystem in which several varieties of plants and animals, they are interdependent on each other, exchange energy in a particular area, and that is we call to be a forest ecosystem. If we talk about the features or the characteristics of an ecosystem, of course, when we say it is occurring on the land, so it is a terrestrial ecosystem. Next, it is a very complex ecosystem because there are very tall trees, There are with the tall trees as the dominant plants, there are variety of plants, variety of animals present in a particular area. Also, there are different types of forest. Depending upon the temperature and rainfall, different types of forest exist, and accordingly, different types of forest ecosystem exist. If we talk about the structure of the forest ecosystem, if we recall that structure of ecosystem, we said that ecosystem is made up of abiotic component and the biotic component. Abiotic component means the non-living component like light, temperature, water, soil, fertility of the soil, and so on. Biotic component includes producers, they are the living organisms, and consumers or decomposers. When we are talking about producers, these biotic component, they are dependent on abiotic component. Both abiotic and biotic component togetherly are responsible for framing the forest ecosystem. If we talk about the biotic component, first of all, producers. Producers are those who are producing their food themselves. See, all the living organisms, they need energy to survive. So in forest ecosystem, where do plants survive? Plants obtain their energy from the sunlight. They produce their own food in the form of carbohydrate, which is stored in the leaves of the plant. So they are known as the producers. And when we talk about the food chain originally starts from the producers only, because producers are the ones which are eaten by different consumers. Next come the consumers. Consumers are the animals who consume the food. They do not produce their food themselves. They are dependent on the producer for their food. So they are the ones, they include several animals, birds, mammals, insects. And consumers are also divided into primary consumers, which we call them as herbivores. They are the primary ones who consume the producers. Then the secondary consumers are the carnivores, those who consume the herbivores. And the tertiary consumers, those who consume the carnivores. And omnivores are those which consume both plants and animals. So I hope now it is clear, producers and consumer are again divided into herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, or we can say primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers. Different researchers have defined it in a different way, so do not get confused by that. Last are the decomposers. When these plants and animals, they are buried in the earth, leaves, so they are decomposed. So different microorganisms, they decompose those organisms. They are known as decomposers like bacteria. Then leaves or branches fall onto the forest, from the forest to the surface of the earth. Then all the plants and animals die. Decomposers break these items down into very small particles which can be used again. And decomposers play a very important role while in the nutrient cycles. So they are mixed up with the soil, which are then taken up by the roots of the plants. Here I have not mentioned abiotic factors, but remember the abiotic factors. What are those abiotic factors? Temperature present in the forest, water, that means the rainfall, amount of rainfall at a particular area constitute a particular type of forest. Then the soil, wind, all these are responsible, or on all these abiotic factors producers are dependent, because producers prepare their food by the presence of sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, minerals. So they require all these things. When plants will not survive, definitely animals will also not survive, because animals are dependent on those plants. So all these abiotic and biotic factors, they togetherly constitute our ecosystem of a forest. It is a general ecosystem, forest structure ecosystem. I have not discussed any particular type of forest, but there can be different type of forests like deciduous forest, coniferous forest, we talk about the functions of ecosystem of a forest ecosystem. So if I talk about forest, we discussed that when these decomposers they decompose through the decomposers. When these organisms they are decomposed through the decomposers, they are moved into the soil. Now the transfer of nutrients takes place from the soil. The roots take those nutrients, they are moved to the plants. Plants attain those nutrients, they are eaten up by the producers, eaten up by the consumers, and this transfer of those nutrients takes place. Then, maintaining biodiversity. Biodiversity is what? Different variety of plants and animals which exist on the earth. So, when we talk about forest ecosystem, different variety of plants and animals that are present in the forest is known as forest ecosystem. So, forest ecosystem help in maintaining variety of plants and animals in the forest. Then, preventing soil erosion. When there will be variety of plants, the stem or the roots of the plants will help in holding the soil coming through the flow of the water. So, this help in in preventing the soil erosion. They are reclaiming the degraded land. If the quality of the land is degraded, it will be maintained through the variety of plants and decomposers. They work as a habitat. Habitat means an area where anyone can live. So it works as a habitat. The forest work as a habitat for different species of animals. Different trees, they are a place where they work as a home for birds, insects. So forests, they work as a habitat for wildlife, and definitely they affect our rainfall pattern. Rest energy flow is also a function. These are that we will discuss in the later half of the lecture. Then another type of ecosystem is desert ecosystem. This is also a type of forest. This is also a type of terrestrial ecosystem because it is occurring on land. So desert is what? Desert is an area, or desert ecosystem is an area where very less animals are found, where rainfall is also very less and temperature is very high. So plants less, animal less, rainfall less, but temperature is very high. Different types of desert you might have heard, like Sahara Desert, Thar Desert. So total area of land covered by the desert is the 17% as per the research. When we talk about the deserts, there are also different types of desert depending upon the rainfall, depending upon the type of soil, depending upon the weather conditions, depending upon the wind flow and the moisture of the soil. But generally, if we talk about a general description or a characteristics of a desert, then soil is sandy in nature. Very less rainfall occur and rate of evaporation is very high. Hot and cold, both the types of weather will be. If it is hot, it will be very hot. If it will be cold, it will be very cold. Then prevailing wind flows, that too hot winds flows, and the moisture present in the soil is very less, or we can say that there is a poor soil moisture. As we discussed the structure of forest ecosystem, similarly there is a structure of desert ecosystem. See, the structure of ecosystem is almost common for every types of ecosystem. What we need to basic understand that almost abiotic factors are similar for every type of ecosystem. In the biotic factors, the examples of the biotic factors will change, but the basic structure will remain the same. Whether it is a forest, a grassland, a desert, or it is water ecosystem. So, if we talk about the structure of desert ecosystem, again it is composed of abiotic component and biotic component. Abiotic component, they are the substances on which the biotic component is dependent. If we talk about the biotic component, again they are divided into producer, consumers and decomposers. Here the producers will be what? The producers cover the desert shrubs. there will be very few grasses and very few trees. The trees present in the xerophytic situation, that means where there is very less water, we call them as xerophytes. So the trees, that means the xerophytes are present. Then there are very less life forms of plants that are present in the desert, and they are those plants that are present which are adaptable to the xerophytic situation. That means very less rainfall, storage of water, and only those plants survive which can adapt or which adapt in the xerophytic situation. That means in the situation of the desert. So only those plants grow which in which there is very less adequate moisture. Succulent plants like cactus, you might have heard the name. So cactus, which is a form of a succulent, which is having a very high capacity to store the water. Succulents are the plants, or the cactus are the plants which have the capacity to store the water. So those plants are found. Then desert shrubs are found, which have a special root system and which help them to adapt in the desert condition. Then consumers are there, and consumers, camel, goats, they are the important desert animals, which are a few insects, reptiles. They are found in the desert. Decomposers are the same as bacteria. Example of bacteria can change, but decomposers are the bacteria when the trees or the plants, the shrubs, or the plants or the leaves of the plant or any animal, they die, they are decomposed by the bacteria. And again those decomposed material will move into the soil. The nutrient will be taken up by the roots of the plants. This we have. Then structure of desert ecosystem. Then if we talk about the grassland ecosystem, I have already discussed in the desert ecosystem. The desert ecosystem comprises abiotic and biotic components. Similarly, grassland ecosystem also comprises of abiotic and biotic component. Then biotic component is again divided. Abiotic component means air, water, land, soil, temperature, rainfall, and depending upon these, there are different types of grasslands. And different type of grasslands includes different types of the varieties or species of grasses and animals. And if we talk about biotic component, producers. In the forest there were the plants. There were variety of plants. There were climbers. There were creepers. There were long plants. In the desert ecosystem, if we talk about the producers, there were very less plants, and only those plants who were adapted succulent plants, those who are adapted to store the water. And now if we talk about in grassland means grasses. So there are variety of the species of the grasses like Cynodon, Digitaria, Desmodium, Cetaria. There are variety of grasses present in the grassland ecosystem, and they are the producers. If we talk about the next come the consumers. Again, consumers can be primary consumers, secondary consumer, and tertiary consumers, or we can say herbivores, carnivores. So primary consumers are those which totally feed on the grasses like cow, buffalo, sheep. Secondary consumers are those who feed on the primary consumers or the herbivores like snakes, lizards, fox. Tertiary consumers are those which, see, in some of the books and researchers, they have said that tertiary consumers are nothing but they are the top secondary consumers. So again they have classified the secondary consumer into the top secondary consumer, which they have given the name as tertiary consumers. They feed on the secondary consumers, and the decomposers are again the microorganisms like fungi, bacteria. They decompose the dead organic material and bring them back into the water. So there were three types of terrestrial ecosystem which we have discussed: forest, desert, and the grassland ecosystem. Now if we talk about an aquatic ecosystem. aquatic ecosystem is also an ecosystem which is occurring on where? In water. And now this aquatic ecosystem can be a freshwater ecosystem, can be a marine water ecosystem, or can be a used one ecosystem. But as per your curriculum, we are generally discussing about the fresh and the ocean ecosystem or the marine ecosystem. So first of all, let us discuss the pond ecosystem. A pond is a shallow water body on the surface of the earth. A pond is not only a place where plants and animals live, but also plants and animals make pond what it is. So those plants and animals, they togetherly constitute a particular water, they constitute a pond. Pond is an aquatic ecosystem, is a freshwater ecosystem. Then it is self-sufficient and self-regulating in nature. At a particular place, pond, they do not require any human beings to get it regulated, and it is the simplest aquatic ecosystem. The size of the pond depend upon the size, location and depth of the substratum of a pond influence the pond ecosystem. If we talk about the structure of pond ecosystem, a pond ecosystem again is divided into the abiotic component and the biotic component. When we are talking about abiotic component, that means abiotic component present in the water. Abiotic component present in the water means the temperature. It requires temperature, it requires water, it requires light, different inorganic substances. So all these are what? They are the abiotic component. And of course, water. Without water, aquatic ecosystem will not survive. Water, and in water there are several gases which are present in the dissolved form, because we can inhale the air present in the air, we can inhale the gases present in the air, but for the organisms, those who are present in the water, the oxygen or the gas is present in the form of dissolved form. So dissolved oxygen is present for them for the respiration. Then again, pH of the water. The pH of the water again an important factor for the survival of those organisms. And the biotic component. Biotic component of the pond ecosystem includes producers which are known as autotrophs. We discussed auto means self, troph means nutrition. That means those organisms who are preparing their food themselves. They are known as autotrophs. Then they can again be divided into macrotrophs or phytoplanktons. Phytoplanktons are very small, minute, floating or suspended plants which belong to the algae or the flagellates. Macrophytes are the big or the large plants which are found freely floating, or they can be submerged into the plant. So depending upon the size, they are divided into the macrophytes and the phytoplankton. So producers are of two types, macrophytes and phytoplanktons, but they are preparing their food themselves. Consumers are those who are dependent on the producers or the autotrophs. Again, they can be primary, they can be secondary, or they can be tertiary consumers. Primary consumers includes the zooplanktons or the benthols. They also prepare their food themselves. They are the animals that with the help of the water current, they are found along with the phytoplanktons. They are very minute, very small. They feed on phytoplanktons. And the benthos comprises the bottom dwelling animals. They are the animals, they are found at the bottom, very below, at the very beneath, or near the phytoplanktons. Then the secondary consumers, they are the consumers which feed on the herbivores. They include the insects, fish, frogs. Then the tertiary consumers include some large fishes which feed on the small fishes. Decomposers are also present in aquatic ecosystems. See, basic structure of all the type of ecosystem is same. Decomposers are several aquatic bacteria. Now the variety of bacteria or the example of bacteria will change. Fungi that are distributed throughout the plant. They do what? They help in decomposing the plant present in the water. They help in decomposing the animal present in the water. They play a very important role in the return of the mineral elements and back to the, which are again recycled or help in the transfer of the nutrient. So next is the marine ecosystem. Marine ecosystem, we call it as ocean ecosystem. Again, ocean means water. It includes, so there are different types of ocean. 70% of the water present on the earth is covered through the ocean only. There are different types of oceans: Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Antarctic Ocean. So ocean ecosystem differs from the freshwater ecosystem because here the water is salty in nature, and accordingly those animals will be present in water, those who can survive in that particular condition. If we talk about the characteristics of the marine ecosystem, the different types of autotrophs and the heterotrophs are present. Giant fishes are present. Microscopic photoplanktons are present. A complex food web, we can say, we will be able to see in the marine ecosystem. Structure of the marine ecosystem similar to the pond ecosystem, similar to the forest ecosystem. Just understand the basic concept that it is divided into abiotic and biotic component. Abiotic component include different ions because water is marine in nature, is salty in nature. Oxygen is dissolved in the form of dissolved form. Then light, temperature, pH. So these are the abiotic components. Biotic components include the producers, consumers and decomposers again. Producers include the phytoplanktons, very small in nature, very minute in nature, like diatoms. Large seaweeds, because we are talking about the ocean, so there are seaweeds. Different examples I have mentioned. Then mangrove vegetations. Consumers are those who are dependent on the on the producers, like primary consumers, like crustacea. Secondary consumer comprises of fishes, different varieties of fishes. Then these tertiary consumers. Tertiary consumers are the top carnivores, which feed on the small fishes, and again the decomposers. So you need to understand the basic concept that the ecosystem is nothing but interaction of plants and animals at a particular area, their interdependence, their study with their environment, how they interact with each other, how they are dependent on each other, and exchange of energy takes place when they are dependent on each other. And when we talk about any type of ecosystem, basic structure occurs in every type of ecosystem. Some non-living component and some living component. Non-living component are almost common, and the living component include producer, consumers and decomposers. Producers feed on. Producers prepare their food themselves. Consumers dependent on producers, and decomposers dependent on those plants and animals. So this was all about the types of ecosystem. If you have any problem, you can contact me roma.management@pmu.ac.in, and my contact number is also